she's a monster, that she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul, that she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love.
Free you yet. You murdered my dad! You burned my village!
Do you know that I killed her? So, who is she?
Taylor about to fucking flex.
What's up, Marchkins of Chaos? This is your Kid Rose Chaos Gamer. Back to my original PSN account where I have all the cool clips. Let's go. Let's get into some Sephiroth stuff. As you see, I'm wearing my Sephiroth shirt from Once Upon a Tea. Once they make a design, grab it, because they'll never make any more. This is actually it. But let's get to talking about Sephiroth. Edge of Creation Sephiroth. The Edge of Creation Sephiroth, the reason why this is part 2 of my first video, talking about the Tifa Imposter, Genova, the final boss. This is part 2 of why I think that it's possible that Sephiroth, Edge of Creation Sephiroth is an anti-hero. Now still, he is still evil and still bad. This one wants to control have control of all time. But this one's not going to play with no obstacles. As you see, he's seen all the timelines. He's seen even Dirge's Cerberus, so he didn't interfere with Weiss and Deep Ground during the Dirge's Cerberus timeline. So, or Genesis's revival, or something of that. But probably played along, because this Sephiroth don't want to share his plans with anyone else besides Cloud. Cloud is actually the wild card he needs. Of course, just wait on that. But the reason I think that Sephiroth is Edge of Creation Sephiroth is an anti-hero is he's helping Cloud do his quest. Just like Artem with Final Fantasy 15 with Noctis. Even at the very end, he said he didn't want to destroy Cloud. He wanted he wanted Cloud to join him on his escapade of controlling of all of time and all the multiverse. As Sephiroth wants the entire multiverse of Final Fantasy 7. But there are back factors that get in the way because he's messed up the timeline so badly from coming back to the past that Deep Ground was introduced early in the Yuffie DLC. I don't have any footage of that because I don't own a PS5 right now, but that's going to come up. I'm going to get a PS5. But that's besides the point. And how Deep Ground came about earlier than they should have. Because Sephiroth has bought some properties from the other compilation, even parts of Advent Children. I still think the Arbiters of Fate boss fight, those 3 things you fight, those 3 small arbiters are Kadaj Law's Yuzuru. If you take a look at the weapons, now I can't get those clips because of copyright, because Square Enix on copyright, they're doing the Nintendo thing, just. I might shut up try to do this video, but it's the truth. It is. They'll come after you if you have that boss fight or the final Sephiroth boss fight. That's besides the point. But the point is, this Sephiroth's plans is to get Cloud to where he is. Even if you paid attention to the beginning of Final Fantasy VII Remake, when he talks to Cloud, he says, "Run away, hold on to that hatred, come away, leave Avalanche." He's trying to divert time. He says leave with him, but it means to leave Avalanche. Because if Cloud leaves Avalanche and never joins Avalanche, that's going to mess up the time continuity because, that's what happened in the original. It's more than just it's more than just screwed over the Arbiters of Fate. It's also the fact that this one also broke his connection to Jenova. Jenova has no connection to the Sephiroth because he is broken off of connection. So I'll be honest, one thing I do like about the remake better than I do the original is that is the factor that this one actually broke the connection off. So now he's doing his own plan, his own thing. Sephiroth is his own. Sephiroth is not a puppet to Jenova, which actually I don't think he really was per se. But, I don't think he was per se. But I call it the Jenova Wrath, which is just Jenova taking the form of Sephiroth. So that's exactly, I think, what's going on. So, the thing is, that one, and then to get Cloud to get the black materia, to get the black materia to revive him, yada yada. But this plan is even more. This one also is going to probably push Tifa using Jenova cells for the imposter Tifa, which is Jenova herself, to mess with Cloud's head so badly. So we're going to get teased to Zack. And they did say in the interview of Rebirth that Zack's going to be playable in some sections. That's why they actually released Crisis Core Reunion. So we're going to be playing Zack a little earlier because Cloud's going to be knowing about Zack and what really happened in Nibelheim a lot earlier, which will cause a division between him and Tifa. Him thinking that Tifa's an imposter when, Tifa's going to be forced to tell Cloud the truth. And then there's also Hojo as well. It could also be the fact that later on Hojo messes with Cloud's head. In fact, he even says he wasn't part of Soldier if his memory served him and the Arbiters carry him away, because that would have messed with Cloud so badly it would have diverted the timeline. But there's going to be some force that makes it where Cloud knows the truth. But I think it's going to be pushed by Education Sephiroth for his plans to work. This Sephiroth is a lot smarter than the other one. The Avid Children Sephiroth, which is the malicious or malice Sephiroth made by the Remnants, wanted to ride the planet and the cosmos after destroying it, which was not really an effective plan. And then the original one, it was actually just was trying to gather pieces for his mom, or his perceived mom, Jenova, because we already know that Sephiroth's real mother is Lucretia Crescent. I mean, this is where I think Dirge of Cerberus is actually. This is where I think Dirge of Cerberus will get recognized completely for this, because and I think Lucretia is going to be introduced into this as well. Considering the fact that everything's coming together and Dirge of Cerberus is already happening in the remake, as well as Avid Children. So I think it's a possibility that's the case. So maybe this Sephiroth knows that Jenova is not his real mother, and he's probably gonna warn Cloud that she could turn to anybody that she wants to help out Cloud to defeat her. So Sephiroth could convince the others, the Jenova Wrath and the real Sephiroth of the Northern Crater, to break his connection off of her. Because this Sephiroth will actually possibly know that Lucretia Crescent is his real mother, and not Jenova. It was only the Jenova cells, Oh, even though Hojo got rid of the files of Lucretia, completely scrapped it. Remember, this Sephiroth has seen all the timelines. The Edge of Creation Sephiroth thinks if he could break the multiverse, break the timeline, in some weird, off way, he could save the timeline. He could save everyone from going through a whole lot. Even though, realistically, what this Sephiroth did is messed up time and continuation so badly that time is not even a recognizable thing anymore. Time is just, is completely messed up and convoluted. Dirge, Cerberus, and Avid Children happening in the same timeline as Final Fantasy VII. Cloud finding out that he wasn't the first class soldier that he thought he was, and it was Zack. And from what I see in the interviews, if it's possible that Zack is playable in this, Cloud's gonna find out real early. It's gonna mess him up so badly, and we might even have to fight Cloud as a boss. Cloud will be so messed up, and it'd be easy for Edge of Creation Sephiroth or the Northern Crather Sephiroth, whichever Sephiroth you're dealing with, to take control of Cloud, since Cloud would be at his lowest. Sephiroth could only get into Cloud when Cloud's at his lowest, like we've seen in Avid Children. And the Edge of Creation Sephiroth has the powers of the Avid Children Malice Sephiroth. So, it's possible we might even have to fight Cloud as a boss, because Cloud's going to go off. This might make you take control of Vincent for a little while, because Vincent might be in this, or Zack might come in at the right time, the real Zack that came into this timeline, thanks to the convoluted. And then there's another wild card I never talked about. This Edge of Creation Sephiroth's plans may be to stop Genesis. If you remember the Dirge Cerberus cutscene where Genesis is holding Weiss's body like this, looking up to the sky like this, and it's like, brother, we've got some work to do. Sorry for my bad voice acting, but it sounds just like that. Go look up the Dirge Cerberus secret ending. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe it's not to stop Genova. It's not to stop the Arbiters. But what if Edge of Creation's Sephiroth's plans are to stop Genesis? Genesis may be the one destroying time. And the difference between Sephiroth and Genesis is that Sephiroth has a plan for what he's doing. Genesis is just crazy. Let's just be real honest. He's nuts. He bases his entire existence and life off the book Loveless. He thinks he's the main character of Loveless. Genesis is the ultimate weeb that thinks he's the main character and saving everybody. He really does. He thinks he is Loveless. So this could be a new chapter of Loveless that Genesis might be reacting, which I hope that they give him more character than him just reading, Loveless and stuff like that. I think Genesis could be a much better character if explored right. But it could be to stop Genesis from wreaking havoc, because he could be the one destroying time. And Genesis is pissed off for the whole world. He wants to wipe out everything, be known as the hero. I don't know. It's just crazy because it's based off of passages of the Loveless book he read. Even Sephiroth gets tired of him talking about Loveless this, Loveless that, Loveless. And the goddess, which, the goddess Minerva that he steps for, but that's not besides the point. But it could be to stop Genesis, because that secret ending is probably what causes. Maybe it's not just Sephiroth. Maybe Genesis traveled back in the past too. And maybe the Weiss you fight in Integrate, the data one, is based off the one that came back to the past. So may the crystal be with you. Let me know if you like this theory. Got my account. So happy I got my PSN account back. Yeah, boy. Okay.